promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
Before we could become journalists today, we are citizens. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on a coercion or sanitary condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working on a profession, you got to step down and protect your country so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened on yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong. And no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happening in this country and people are is there. And these are things that we got to be stand up. To be a patriot, you have to stand first on the side of the law because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people feel, what kind of side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth, and that is very much important.
I see in the next few months a noisy country, a very noisy country, rowdy country, a heavily divided country, a very tough economy, a sense of elitism by those who are coming at the hem of authority. The coming in of the Unity Party is going to multiply the economic woes, the economic conundrum, the economic quagmire, the suffering of the Liberian people is going to multiply. We are not prophets of doom, but the reality will come.
Mr. President, recently we witnessed the demolition of the CDC headquarters in Comot Town, which was carried out through a court order. How does the administration ensure that such enforcement action is done fairly and without political interference?
The law is the law. It's not the government. It's the government implementation of the law. The police were ordered to do it, and they did it. If that demolition is removal of the people from premises that don't belong to them according to the law.
What will George Weah, who is tempted by Joseph Boakai, who was drowning in his Egypt land, who was dead, very red up, dirty, sting. You could find him passing around, practically dead and useless. What will such a man conduct make you wear vex that you will struck the work and then lose God's own mission to take you to the promised land? That was the test of time today for George Weah. If George Weah had reacted, he would have fallen in the place of Moses.
The Liberian National Police commenced the Congress for Democratic Change for the discipline, calm, and statesmanship demonstrated during the recent eviction process. Their respect for the rule of law, despite the deep sentimental value and history attached to the property, reflects a maturity that strengthens Liberia's democracy. This movement is not only a testament to CDC's leadership, but also a reminder to all political institutions and citizens that our democracy grows stronger when lawful decisions are honored peacefully.
Today, you have a rebel police director who thinks that he has arrived. And the worst thing about all these people, they all benefited from the magnanimity of George Weah. Ranging from people on the bench of the Supreme Court, they got letters from George Weah. If some of them choose to pay him back with evil, it's up to them. The very Gregory come out today. He worked in the previous administration when Weah came. He also got another letter again. If he chooses to do what he's doing, it's up to him. But one thing I can tell you for sure is this is how we had always been molded. That's how God has already molded Weah and catapult him into success. He will suffer rejection, denigration, humiliation. That must be his life. How can you make somebody who has been down the line their shame? The person has gone through shame. They have gone through disgrace. They have done everything they cared. Whatever people thought and were laughing at them, they surmount everything and catapult themselves into becoming someone who is towering that the whole world can look at today. What more can you do? You think you're bringing that person down? You're just hurting yourself. In fact, what you are doing, you are destroying yourself. You know what it takes for you to proud in yourself of being bad? When people are looking for good image, you are happy. in becoming a bad person, George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. He would never ever. The bad person, George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. Never ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. He would never ever.
The Liberia National Police commenced.
There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. But I can tell you, this is a bad example.
George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. He would never ever.
There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. But I can tell you, this is a bad example.
George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. He would never ever.
The investigation found that on Friday, June 5th, 6 boxes were prepared for shipment through the cargo system at the Roberts International Airport. The shipment was processed under FOR's description of ordinary goods, declaring it to be Maggie Cube and Lapa. But from the beginning, there were already red flags. Discrepancies in the declared weight of the product, suspicion from the screening images, and conflicted shipment documentation. Because of those discrepancies, the cargo did not leave as planned on June 5th. On Sunday, June 7, 2026, when the boxes were rescanned and physically inspected, a white powdery substance was discovered concealed in them. That substance was immediately turned over to the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency. It was subsequently tested and confirmed to be cocaine. But the investigation did not stop at seizure. The Joint Special Investigative Team examined the cargo trail, the airway bill, the communication, the money trail, the digital evidence, the conduct of the individuals involved, and also the actions taken after the cocaine was discovered. The evidence establishes that this consignment was exposed. There were deliberate efforts by operating cells of the cartel to bribe security personnel. The investigation found that on Friday, June 5th, 6 boxes were prepared for shipment through the cargo system at the Roberts International Airport. The shipment was processed under FOR's description of ordinary goods, declaring it to be Maggie Cube and Lapa. But from the beginning, there were already red flags. Discrepancies in the declared weight of the product, suspicion from the screening images, and conflicted shipment documentation. Because of those discrepancies, the cargo did not leave as planned on June 5th. On Sunday, June 7, 2026, when the boxes were rescanned and physically inspected, a white powdery substance was discovered concealed in them. A substance was immediately turned over to the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency.
First of all, I'm not here defending any juror. I am not defending any juror. I am defending the interest of a person that took oath as a lawyer, ethically, to represent. And that is Samuel Twe and the other defendants. We still want to maintain that this ruling has destroyed our entire democracy in our judicial system. There have been nowhere that the judge cited. There have been nowhere where after the jurors have been disbanded, I'm not saying where the verdict comes out and they are not disbanded, but where the jurors have come with a verdict and they have been disbanded, meaning the court has no jurisdiction on you and the term of court has ended, that judge has no legal authority to call that jury back to question them on allegations of how they voted and why they voted the way they voted. I have taken the issue before the Supreme Court, and what we agreed on when we came back, before we come back, when I filed the first prohibition, it was the issue of jurisdiction. Jurisdiction is not something that you do it by the consent of the parties. Oh, let's agree that we must have jurisdiction. You get good. No, jurisdiction is what the law says. When I say jurisdiction, it means from February this year, where the court was open, and the court ended at the end of February, going to March, and then we extended up to what? June and July. You cannot have a hearing about a decision as a trial judge for what you did in February, because the court has authority to open 4 times a year. When that one of those 4 times is up, you can't go back. It is by law. Let me tell you the danger of what happened here today. In the future, if any other government, I'm not saying the government, but any other government has a case and interest in a case, and then they want a particular defendant to be guilty, and that defendant is not guilty, they can look for 1 or 2 persons among the jury or any other person to file a complaint of this nature, of jury misconduct and jury temporary, and they will conduct the investigation and revise that verdict. That is the clever attempt to undermine the clause in the Constitution we call the principle of double jeopardy. This is the danger. Now, it is not something short-sighted people will not understand about what is happening now. Don't mind, because Ada Johnson representing Samuel Tuel, some people want to vilify him. No, Ada Johnson can represent another person. Even in the drugs case now, there are people that came to say, I'm representing. Someone representing what? Now, let me tell you something. I don't know what the problem some of you have in this country about Ada Johnson. And this is something I took off. If I was in the drug case, sound like that some of you posting me on the Facebook. Other live representing people, nobody disrespecting them. Why do I live? That's my profession. I'm not a partisan. I'm a lawyer. I represent my client with all of my mind, because that's the ethics I took to represent the man to the fullest. What does this verdict make of the country? Not Samuel Tuel. Samuel Tuel, if I would concern under the law, is a free man. What happens, what the verdict for this country is tomorrow. And this is the precedent. It means that when the verdict comes out tomorrow and they find somebody guilty, even if the man spent 2 months or 1 month in the community, he rejoicing, somebody can just try and find a paper in there and say, during that hearing, we discovered something, and that judge can hear it and set that verdict aside.
Before we could become journalists today, we are citizens. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on a coercion or sanitary condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working a profession, you got to step down and protect your country, so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened on yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong. And no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happening in this country, and people are now seeing it as being right because the Asa is there. And these are things that we got to be stand up. To be a patriot, you have to stand first on the side of the law, because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people feel. We're going to side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth, and that is very much important.
His Excellency George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country, as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
Good afternoon, people. Thank you so very kindly that you join us. Real Talk Kings 88.5. We are transmitting from Painesville City, Baptist Seminary, ABC Community, on this 21st day of July, 2026, the reign of Judo Christopher. Thank you that you've joined us from wherever you are following from. We appreciate you. I'm Sam Andrews. As always, Sam Andrews. Grateful we are to God Almighty, the creator and sustainer of the universe, faithful in all of his ways, never reneging on his promises, but fulfilling every word that he uttered in the fullness of his time for our benefit. We are grateful. Let's bring few of you on as quickly as we can. Not a good day today, but we are grateful to God. Every day that comes, no one knows what's going to happen. Only God knows. But we draw inspiration and guidance from the Holy Bible. James chapter 4. Alexander Dolly, Tennessee, USA. Diago Jonin Zioga, Dupont Row, Mulba Beza, Pennsylvania, US. That's Philadelphia, USA. Estelle M. Giplade, Batnuttsville Junction, Philip Tupper, Dallas, Texas, Darlington Swain, Sayon Brown, Abraham Croman, Roland Devuto, District 18, Japan Freeway, Roya P. Rogers, Emmanuel Bra, Minnesota, USA, Morris B. Zodua, Macklin Street, Waterside, Morovia, Matthew Ndole, Gbakpolu County, Stephen Yakari, District 2, Lower Magibi County, David Williams, Colorado, USA, Tobasi, Fatukone, Kakata, Magibi County, Susanna Gali, Atlanta, Georgia, USA, Atsari Conan, St. Paul Bridge, Emmanuel Wilson, Rehab, ELWA, Saturday Woodaway, Paris Lobot, New Jersey, USA, Juju Oneway, Venetia's Bar, Cogway Widow, Magibi County, Rita Christine Hates. Hope that you are recovering gradually. Shakafuma A. Donzo, District 8, Maserati County, Gatsumon CC, Upper Caldwell, Harris City, Amara Jala Kamara, and all of you great people. The chairman himself, Roman Rico Kenneth Ball Latu Palm, the chairman, one and only chairman for life. Yes, all of you, welcome, great people. Time is of the essence. not a very good day today, but we are grateful. We are grateful for life. The Bible says that we ought to be grateful for life, but at the same time, the very Bible told us that Jesus wept. That means Jesus cried over the death of Lazarus. Jesus wept, Jesus grieved, and Jesus cried when Lazarus died. Just as we are today with all of the affections that you don't want to miss a person, death isn't anything good. The Bible tells us, though it is a prophecy, Hebrews 9:27, but it hurts, it pains. Even Jesus in his supernatural and humanity did cry. Said Jesus wept. That man means he grieved, he cried bitterly over the passing of Lazarus. Today, the Christian community, Christianity in Liberia, got a shocking news: the passing of Miracle Keter. Suddenly, this morning, our condolences go out to the family or church or organization, LACMA, where she was the head of that institution, the president, and also our own man, Israel Bowiasie, who is a strong or an official, I should get it right, an official of LACMA, Israel Bowiasie. Our condolences to all of you people and every Christian everywhere. It pains, it hurts. No one wants death. No one prays for death. No one plans for death. But it comes suddenly. The Christian body or Christianity in Liberia is bereaved, mourning the death of Miracle Keter, which has been confirmed. The body is presently at the funeral home. Again, our condolences, Kings 88.5, and personally, my own position, my condolences, our condolences, Kings 88.5, to the Christian community in Liberia, the body of Christ, LACMA, the family, her church, and every other person, Israel Bowiasie, who is an official of LACMA, the parent body of the gospel musicians in Liberia. Israel Bowiasie is down, but such is, like the people would say, God give it and God take it. So we start this way, though the song said, my dear brother, but it's a reference for the passing, grieving of a loved one. We bid her good night. We tributize the passing of Miracle Keter, President LACMA, the entire Christian community or Christianity in Liberia, especially the denomination or sector she served, Pentecost, her church, a pastor, the family, LACMA officials, and Israel Bowiasie, who is an official of LACMA, the parent body of gospel musicians in Liberia. It pains, it hurts. No one wants that. But that's what God put on all of us. It happens at the time you least expect. It is sudden and unannounced. just as the rapture is sudden and unannounced. But we take joy. We live the assurance given by God, and we rejoice in the passing of a believer. That is why God was evident and emphatic when he said, believers don't die, they sleep, because there is the assurance of being awakened and taken. And that is the reason Jesus is coming back. Not for everybody, but every person who gave their life serving him. And Mary Coquetta did just that. Her entire life was in service unto God. And so we evidently can say, as Paul said in 2 Timothy 4:7, I have fought a good fight. I have finished my course. I have run my race. And now the time has come for me to depart. And certainly she has departed. Her spirit, according to Ecclesiastes 12:7, has gone to be with the Lord. That is the assurance of believer. From human perspective, it hurts, it hard to accept, it hard to digest, but from a biblical perspective, there is the assurance that her soul, has gone to be with the Lord. The very moment she gave up the ghost, to say it that way. That's what the Bible says. She was in service unto God. She was out of service. And so she died in the Lord. And that's what the Bible says. So Paul was clear on that in 1 Thessalonians 4:17. I do not want you to be ignorant, brethren, concerning those who are falling asleep, lest you sorrow as others who have no hope. For if we believe that Jesus died and rose, even so, those who sleep in Jesus, sleep is a reference for death, those who died in Jesus, so will God bring with him. It pains, it hurts again from a human perspective, but that's what it is. And those of you who aren't in Christ, those of you who are not giving your life, your talent, time, resources, not treasuring in the eternal word of God, in the eternal souls of men, you have to do it. The only time you have is while you are alive. Do not allow the niceties of the world to get you clouded. Do not allow the world and its deity to distract you. You can do your secular activities, but you should make up time for God. Not making up time for God in your itinerary. You'll be making a big mistake that will hurt you in a very big way. Again, our condolences to her family, the church, her organization that she was superintending as head, LACMAN, the Musician Union of Liberia, Israel Bowiatse, who is an official of the gospel musicians in Liberia, or that organization, LACMAN. It hurts. It's not easy to digest. It's downhearted, but that's what it is. Hebrews 9:27. It is appointed unto men once to die, but to die in the Lord and not out of the Lord. So we say she is sleeping. And that's what the Bible says. Believer sleeps. Believer don't die. Only unbeliever dies. Only unbeliever dies. believers sleep. Why they sleep? Because there is the assurance of awakening from your sleep. It's just like you are traveling, just to give you a little understanding. Just like you are traveling, and then you book a hotel to sleep in for a while before you can get to your destination. So you do a sleepover, or you spend the night over in a hotel with the expectation or understanding of waking the next day to continue your journey. That's what it is. When the Bible says believer sleeps, that's what it is. So she's sleeping in the Lord. She died in the Lord, and it hurts from a human perspective, but the Bible gives every assurance that she is going to be with the Lord. Her spirit, according to Ecclesiastes 12:7, has gone to be with the Lord. 2 Timothy 4:7, she fought a good fight. She ran her race. She finished her course, and the time came. She departed. Let's get to what we've got on our plate as we mourn the passing of Miracle Ketter. We've got not many on our plate this afternoon. You already know the issue or issues, but let me start with the impact of Face the Issues and Abraham Godsend Williams, or Anthony at Law Abraham Godsend Williams. Let me start with that. That is the first pointer. Impact, truth-telling, commitment, always shift people in your direction. Though they may not like you, but they will pretend. Though they may pretend like they're not paying attention to you, but they are paying attention. They wouldn't find it very, should I say, not appealing, but comfortable to listen to their own. Rather, to listen to somebody outside their terrain, even though they will act like the person isn't saying anything. The person position doesn't have substance worth listening to. The person is not making sense, but they will give eardrop. And the culture in Liberia is so petty to the extent that they get everything, almost everything mixed up. In other countries, the people listen, they follow opposition radio mode, and they can follow theirs. You know why they do that? Because theirs is already theirs. They already know what they're saying. They know the content they're putting out. So it's not much of listening to their own. In other countries, they tend to listen more to those outside because those outside are realistically critical. They are brave. They go to where their own cannot go. They say what their own cannot say. They analyze the issues impartially, unlike their own that will go flattering. Yesterday show, Face the Issues, again drew government officials' attention as if AB said something different. Was just the caution, because for them, everything for them is good. Everything, even Unity Party, government killing other people broad day, and they're standing there and looking, for them, it is good. They are not concerned about the effect it might have on the country. So they follow Anthony at Law Abraham Godsend Williams last night. They left all of their pro-government shows. And then what did they do? They brought an indictment against him political indictment, not legal indictment. Just saying it this way, because they just reach sentimental conclusion and say, oh, this person wrong. They meant wrong. They meant this. They meant that. They came out and said, Abraham Galton Williams was on the air. We faced the issues, beating war drum, that he wanted to bring war. He want war to come in this country. And on and on. They wrote from one online platform to another. And as usual, we know how some of their supporters will try fueling it. That means those people who are running it, they will send small things to them by mobile money, so they will keep running it. The goal is, the more you say it, the more it is in the media, the longer it is in the media, the longer the people see it, the longer they will digest it, and they will give that negative reaction. They will see the person as bad person, as unpatriotic and unnationalistic, and on and on. So their officials, some of their officials join in sentimentally and start screaming all over the place. Oh, Abraham Galton, we want to bring war in this country. The man beating war drum and all kinds of stuff. When that was a simple piece of advice, that the way the government is treading, should anything go haywire, won't everybody be affected? Everybody will be affected. Everybody. Yeah, it's classic example before us. This drug something. Who is affected? Every one of us is affected because we are citizens of this country in the small village. Every one of us, they drug something, is affecting all of us. The rising of prices. Who is it affecting? Everybody. It's not picking and choosing. The government indiscriminate actions. What do you see? Everybody complaining all over the place. It's not written on people's faces. CDC, UP, CMC, MPC. Liberians are suffering. Look at newspapers that were being sold for $40. They are now taking their price up to $50 and $60. You go to a shoe shine board and shine your shoe for $20. What happened now? They have taken the price to 50 Liberian dollars. Everything is going up. Not only seditions going around. Seditions are not the only people in this country. When something pops out or something breaks out, people will be running helter-skelter. The atmosphere will not say this person is a unity party, so stay on that side. CDC, MPC, CMC people are the ones who will be affected. Everybody will be affected. So we have to be very cautious with the kind of decision we take. That just a simple idea that the Anthony at Law was sending across, given the kind of decisions that the government is taking. Look at that situation. And you can, even the unborn child knows that it is purely political. The very court that acquitted Samuel Twe, the court comes back and say, no, you are not acquitted because somebody complained. Therefore, we overturn your acquittal. You will go back now and stand trial. So if Samuel Twe, let's assume, which can happen, but let's go a bit hypothetical. If that happens, Samuel Twe is found guilty. If 2 or 3 jurors come out and say that we're tampered with, will the government call a case for investigation or go into investigation of jury tampering? No. So the government decision now, from the court perspective, isn't it political? That can degenerate the country into something else? Are they not, is it one of several signs that we've seen in our country that led to the revenge by certain government officials, or who were not government officials then, but felt that they had the money, the power to do, and the gun, and they came and put us into a war for pretty close to 11 years, and the war was not primarily killing unknown people, but known people. It was not killing just anybody. It was killing officials. It was looking for government officials. It was looking for military people. It was looking for police people. It was looking for executive people, government ministers, ministers of the executives. It was looking for legislators, senators, and representatives. Why was it that way? Because people kept grudge in their heart for years. People inflicted pain on them. People used their power and authority and influence, just as you see the judge doing today, just as you see people from the executive and the legislature and the judiciary doing today. Those people at that time did not have the power to do anything. So they lived with the hurt, the pains for several years. They did not purge themselves or rid themselves of it. They allow it to sink in them and be a part of their soul. For all those years, they kept that grudge. When the time came as they saw as opportune time, they said, now is the time to revenge. So what were they doing? They were going to government officials' house. They were going to George house. They were going to executive minister house. They were going to legislator house. People were running here and there. All those people who were running all over the place. 1990, World War I, World War II, World War III. They were not running on party ground. They were running for safety. Those who were telling them to sit down, they did not have any education whatsoever, but they had the power. Now, it is what the Anthony Adlaw A.B. Williams said, that these Unity Party people think that they're so clever enough they can interpret any other person or people on earth, oh, the men beating war drum, as if they did not experience the war. Well, if some of you did not experience the war, we did. Personally, God allowed me to stay in this country. When all of my friends left this country, everybody, for whatever reason I do not know, but everybody left. And they were telling me, OB, let's go, because that's how all of them referred to me, OB. Say, oh, let's go, Sam, let's go, let's go, let's go. And then that feelings of leaving, they know how it fitted. So we stay here. We saw it. We saw a small boy who did not have ABC education. Least to talk about average education. But he had the power, and that power was the gun. So you look at the man who had master's degree, a man who had doctorate degree, and say, sit down. And that man would sit down. He dare argue. He dare intellectualize anything with that boy. He would tell the master's degree man, take all your trousers. The master's degree man would take all your trousers. He would tell the master's degree man, the doctorate degree, roll in the water, and he would roll in the water. Why was he doing that? Because he had that power. And that power is referred to as the gun. Today, fast forward from the war, what do you see? It's still in our culture. People are using different things available to them to subdue people who are complaining all over the place. The same Liberians complaining all over the place. So what is there that Unity Party people, they say, oh, Teacher Live is preaching the message of war drum, using his platform to bring war in the country. Between Teacher Light and Unity Party in opposition, because we know, that's why I say we didn't leave here, we saw Unity Party in opposition. What were they doing? I can give you countless reactions and positions or cry from the CDC government, begging Unity Party people to stop the kind of things they were saying in the country, the kind of message or messages they were sending out of this country. The CDC government will prevail on them that such a message or whichever way you people term it, will discourage investors from coming in the country. The more CDC government said that, the more it energized Unity Party people so that investors truly would not come to the country, and they were singing their song, oh, no investor coming to the country, the man is unknown, the man that only football he know, only his football friends then he know, no investors coming to the country. The same Unity Party people in opposition, they will go publicly and say that they will stone the president convoy. They will go publicly and set out burnt lit tires all on the streets, block roads, impeded the movements of people. They will create situation for artificial shortages of products. Then they will say the government is this, the government are doing that. All of those messages, all of what they were saying, the CDC government are prevailing on them. You're stopped. At one point in time, which I know very well, President George Weah opted for a dialogue with the opposition. I think in one of the clips I played that you've been listening to over the past 2 weeks, the Al Jazeera guy reporter said it. He said, President Weah called the opposition to a meeting, but they declined. Meaning that we'll sit down and discuss and let us lower the kind of rhetorics, because you have the right to express yourself, but the way in which you will do it, the kind of message you will send out, it will have a serious effect on the country. Yesterday, they weren't listening. Today, they are in power and they don't want people to speak the reality, to say the honest truth. Again, we must say, President Joseph Boakai and the Unity Party must be very grateful, except they are ungrateful, but we assume that they aren't ungrateful. And if they are not ungrateful, then they have to show gratitude to the current opposition community. Because if they look back over their life, what they were doing in opposition, if the opposition today does it, which they have the ability to do, this country will be the same as they held it under the CDC government. The opposition knows it and knows it just as Unity Party thought that they knew it in opposition. But because this is a country that the opposition see everyone as stakeholders and they are responsible to keep the peace, stability of this country, it doesn't say they are stupid. Even today, Unity Party is still in their own government creating a hostile atmosphere. They're preaching a message of chaos, but they do not know that they're preaching a message of chaos. And that is why it will always be hard for Unity Party. You went to discover, you claim to have discovered, I say claim and I'm using the word intentionally, they claim to have discovered a cache of arms or of drugs. Then they said, because that's how I told you that Unity Party is the devil's government, the devil always look for someone to use as a scapegoat. Unity Party government is a devil government. If you know the characteristics of unity of the devil, look at the characteristics of Unity Party, pair them, and come back to me. You say there's no difference. They know very well that where they claim to have discovered, arrested, intercepted the cocaine, their own officials are there. Their police director is in that region. Their maritime boss in that region and other officials. But they opted not to mention them, but to focus on CDC because McGill is in the area. They say Maguey house closed. So by their insinuation, Maguey knows about it. You see how petty turning these people are when it comes to reasoning? Then when they say they're controlling the narrative or they control the narrative in opposition, some of you see these Unity Party people who don't know what a narrative is, what a political narrative is, rather, you think that, yes, they're controlling. They're not controlling the narrative. They're not controlling the narrative. Narrative does not go with all kinds of diabolical lies. They're not controlling the narrative. They have a government, first time in the history of this country, that the country is infested with drugs. One of the most dangerous drugs, that the world is afraid of cocaine. Under the Unity Party government, the country is now infested with drugs. Yesterday, they said it was the CDC government. They rescued the country from CDC government. They clean the country, yet the country is dirty politically. So they will continue to pretend. President Bouakai listens to A.B. Williams. Unity Party officials, they listen to A.B. Williams. You, Tani, you're UPS, you think that you are more Liberian or you're more UPS than those people? You are used as a fool. Continue to join. When they say something, then you jump in. No, Bouakai himself listens to AB. Government officials all around. The last time who was on AB, and Eugene Fagon, together with other officials, and they can go after they watch, then they take the clip. They put it on and say AB saying this, AB saying that. Yesterday, when they were doing all those diabolical things, yesterday they wanted this country to go to war. Yesterday they wanted to see a bloodbath. President Weah, in his leadership, wisdom, kept this country at peace, maintained the stability and security of this country. You think it is President Bouakai that keeping this country safe? Let me, all of you who are listening, whether seditionists, UPS, all of you, everywhere, I'm speaking to Liberians. This country is not peaceful because President Bouakai is keeping it peaceful. No. This country is peaceful because the opposition has kept it peaceful and the opposition continue to keep it peaceful. If the opposition just have a second thought, this place will be ungovernable for the very president. Very president will be ungovernable for him. Just how they had the atmosphere ungovernable for George Weah. Who told you that what you did, the next person does not have the ability to do? It is only left with that person to decide whether he or she can do it. You think that the opposition cannot bring people outside? The opposition is more stronger, numerical strength, normal strength than Unity Party in opposition. If the opposition just resolve and say they're coming out, they are protesting, that nonsense that Gregor Common did, you think he can do it? What kind of police officer or officers will go stand over the water cannon? You ever? When the opposition leaders of this country say they're coming out, this country, the whole city will be swallowed. Just CDC alone. And you sit down here, you think you're controlling narrative, or you think you're keeping this place peaceful. You people are not. You people are the ones who are creating chaos for your own government. Look how many months now we're going into. The only development that Bouakai can show as a president is cocaine. The only development President Bouakai can show, President Bouakai footprint now, that cocaine. President Bouakai's signature tune, that cocaine. You know how his regional his regional counterparts are looking at him now? The men whom, from the onset, they saw as a leader that will transform Liberia after George Weah. Because the way Unity Party presented it, so most of those regional leaders, with coming in of Bouakai, they say, oh, the country is going to be this, the country, They did not have the least inkling of anything human existence of what we are experiencing today. It is surprising to them. It follow most of the regional leaders' mouth that they are discussing Liberia infested, filled with cocaine. Honor, the most educated man in Liberia, the only man who knows about governance. He does not know what to do. They make fun of him. They make him to make statements all over the place. Just expose himself, because what they did to President Bouakai. They just made an other statement, and he indicted himself. Made other statement on his side, he indicted himself. There, you continue. You continue, teacher, like coming tonight again. So you get ready. It's good that we can face you and you can face us. So yeah, is it? This is what AB was saying last night. He was just going over this, summarizing it, and that is the reality. See, anything happening in this country here, we who are against FM. You think we broadcast normally? You people who coming on online, the TV to watch us, you think you will come? Where you will get data from? Where you even had the time to put phone on? The market woman will even want to bring her goods outside. Look what happened when the people read it, just when they hear some small something. Little thing they hear, oh, they want this, they want that. What do you see in Monrovia and other parts? Less than no time, the people close all their stores. They close all their stores everywhere. Why would they go and close the store? Because they are afraid. When something happens, everybody is affected and they don't want to be affected. So they close the store, they go. So just in case, if it gets worse, they run to where they can have safety. The very state broadcaster will not be able to broadcast all United Party radio stations. When something happens here, they will go behind microphone, Punch FM people will go sit down and say they're talking about Bouakai, how they call the other one, and D15 will go sit down and say they're talking about Bouakai, they're promoting Yombli Kanga Lawrence, promoting Darius Dillon. The pro team said she will not run to the airport quickly because all of them get diplomatic passport, fast G passport to run from here and leave everybody. We saw it year after year. So the thing was just a caution that we have to be careful how we take certain decisions. George Weah could have taken decisions that today people will still be complaining, but he looked at it, he said no. Because sometimes, look, leadership requires using your discretion too. You can be hard, but sometimes you look at the situation, you want to soften. You want to look at the future. Not that you are weak, not that you are stupid, but you just want to keep the atmosphere peaceful. President Bouakai feels that he is Nebuchadnezzar. He feels that he has all of the power, all of the might, and so they must demonstrate the Machiavellian theory. You can govern a country like that, especially in a democracy. This is what Teacher Light was simply saying. You were just going over this thing. Have a listen.
Before we could become journalists today, we are citizens. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on coercion or certain condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working on a profession, you got to step down and protect your country so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong, and no matter what it is, it is wrong. We are seeing things happening in this country, and people are now seeing it as being right because the Asa is there. And these are things that we got to be standing up. To be a patriot, you have to stand first on the side of the law, because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people feel, what kind of side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth, and that is very much important.
Why you not think there that amount to war or calling for war or beating war drum. Unity Party people, you ain't know like you people propaganda or you people controlling the narrative in opposition was destructive. So because no means to create destruction now, nothing in the brain again, empty. So you're capitalizing on things there. Yeah. You people were more. You people wanted bloodbath in this country. You people wanted war in this country. And y'all know how many times the government appealed to y'all. Y'all stop doing this. Y'all stop doing that. Civil society people, even the international community. In the international community will appeal to y'all to stop. Regional leaders will appeal. Y'all said no. That what got used to President Boubacar so much so that when the thing happened, when that misunderstanding occurred at the House of Representatives, when ECOWAS people came in, regional border came in to talk, Boubacar he not listening to the people. He will not even meet them. Because that's why he put within himself and he grew up with it politically. That's what he had used to in opposition. Then you look at other people, you say they won't bring war. You and the opposition and you people who want to bring war. Okay. So yes, the next one. I like how Israel put it this morning. There's nothing there. Yeah, I heard some government officials, they say, oh, they're praising the people, senators, representatives, the government, they were praising police director. That's absolute nonsense. You praise government for discovering. What they're to praise? What is the positive there? What they're to praise government? You can only praise or come up with little acknowledgement if they go to the depth of it and they bring out the real people. And it is not occurring in the country at all that the government has brought this drug something under control. It no longer exists. That's when people come to praise, because you have accomplished, you have achieved. Announcement is not an achievement. Announcement is expectation. You're telling the people what you ought to do so they will look up to you. You made an announcement on 19.2 million cocaine. Where we are today, everything in shambles. You're afraid to bring out your own officials who are allegedly, reportedly connected. You can proceed with a trial as you ought to proceed. The very people, some of the people who praising you, government officials, senators, and representatives, were they not the same people that called the John Security to query them? After that, what happened? Have you heard anything again from the House of Representatives, the Senate? Everybody gone to sleep. Everybody, they're going to bed. And then they brought another one. That's Bernie Spears said, we're not stupid. They want us to think we're stupid. You just go less than no time, you bring another one. You say you discover. So why you taking all this John Security thing here? People say they're doing this, they're doing that, they get the other one. I thought when you left the 19.2 million, you have it under control, you're investigating, you're doing this, and you have your security surveillance everywhere is tight. You can't really discover anything because people will get discouraged. That deterrent right there. But in the midst of 19.2 million, then you have another one that the VP put the monetary value at 100 million. The information minister put it at 157 million. When you sideline the DEA was not involved with this discovery. And you want us to believe that real thing you're doing? The only way we will believe this thing to be true, that it has substance, it's not a cover up, it's not a small screen, when international bodies get involved and going to the depth of it and start to bring out the real thing, that's when now we'll say yes. But until then, I see it as a soap opera, as a comedy, a makeup. Yesterday, the Capitol building, what did Gregory Coleman do? Gregory Coleman ran and brought in, let's take them to be true. He brought in experts, according to him, fire experts, to do forensic investigation. They drugged in. Now, why he can't bring those people? In a fire incident at the Capitol building, he brought in people from the country. He said they are fire experts. They came to do, and they did. And the other people that they say, oh yeah, that Gregory Coleman said that arson. The fire experts too, they agree with Gregory Coleman. They say, yeah, that arson. Since they left. So the same way you treated that thing, that you wanted transparency and accountability, treat this drug situation the same way. Tell the people, let's bring in forensic investigators, drug experts, people who are expert in trafficking drugs or tracing drugs. Then we know that the government's serious. The great America can involve other countries. No man is an island. Why you want to bring in other people? You made the 19.2 a shamble. It's setting down. Then you want us to believe 100 or 300 million. You think that the money will be carried by? You stay indicting yourself. The government still indicting itself. The government still giving the public the reason not to believe them. The vice president is quoted as saying that he put in the monetary value of the drug at 300 million. So if you're 300 million, that's not the money we're going for. If it is 300 million, then it means the drug is substantial. So now you want to know where the drug came from, who brought the drug in. You say you collected few individuals. I hope those individuals can explain, because they are foreigners and they have brought their various governments into disrepute. And those governments will explain themselves. They will either detach themselves from those people, or they will say, but most likely they will detach themselves from it, because in no given way they will claim to be involved. And you know what's going to happen country to country? Then another thing that the Unity Party people will do is, what are people doing today? What they're doing today, that what they were doing in their opposition, that what they call propaganda, or they call it controlling the narrative, stupidity, you call it mental. This guy, the engineer or CDC headquarters, they brought the two photos, they say that a man. And you will wait for the police. You say your police investigating. They're not foreign police, they're your own police. Your own police, LMP, your own police, Unity Party police, your Unity Party police director. They investigating. Did they tell you that this man, yeah, the contractor for CDC headquarters is the same as the man, the collector? CDC contractor, is he the man in and out, in and out? He's not a librarian. He in and out, supervise the construction, he move, comes when it's needed. You have local people here also. How about you, Unity Party people? Look at that kind of thing. Yeah. They're very, yeah. When you guilty, you guilty. When you guilty, you guilty. It's too pathetic, too dangerous, too pathetic. Oh God. Amen. Amen. The thing ain't here by. It's too shameful. The first time in the history of this country, since God created the world, Liberia became a republic. The Unity Party government. Have you ever heard? You people everywhere listening to me, have you ever heard cocaine in this country before? Did you hear about cocaine? Honor J.J. Robert, honor Charles D.B. King, honor all of those dead presidents? Did you hear about cocaine? Honor Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, honor the late interim leadership headed by Judy Bryant? Did you hear about cocaine? Did you hear about cocaine in Chancellor government? Did you hear about cocaine in Ellen's government? Did you hear about cocaine in Weah government? That Joseph Walker, Joseph, and then the Joseph in the Bible, the Joseph are different Joseph. Did you hear about cocaine in those previous governments? No. We only hear about cocaine in this government. That when we heard those times, when we heard about cocaine, it was we listening to BBC or CNN or VOA, Al Jazeera, they're talking about those things. At the time we hear the word cocaine, or we watching movie. That time we can hear. So when the cocaine came, said we can leave people to do something. I was searching for a drug movie to really get understanding. Fortunately for me, I told the guy, I said, my man, I want movie on drug. How drugs are traded from one end to another, all kind of thing. And fortunately, that guy season in it. The man went to a specific place in the on the counter. The man brought 2. I've been watching it. I say, oh, I see. Did you hear? No, that have fun. Yaka. It get mad. The thing get real mad. Real mad. So that is drug mad our meaning. You raising morale. They do the one, they do the other one, do the one, the other. Everything at a standstill now. Everything. Only in this government we have cocaine. Now only in this government, only in this government, the United Party government, the rescue government, the so-called rescue government, the people who were lambasting George Weah that he brought drug into the country, today their pastor, their chairman pastor, or the pastor chairman, Luther Tabet, he's ashamed not to open his mouth. He can't say nothing. Their government, cocaine, one of the most dangerous drugs. You people, yeah. Yeah, you can make the opposition, particularly CDC. No. You can make CDC. You can't make it. You can even bring George Weah into it. You say George Weah did it. George Weah bringing it. That nobody get time for anything. You say, oh, CDC people bringing George. Nobody get time to listen to you. Because you know what? They're not the first time. They're not new song you're producing. They're not new album. You say, oh, George Weah headquarter engineer, the man get draw. The man dealing with draw. Who get time for that thing? You said George Weah man, he said, talking about trading jobs. What's about you said that thing 4 or 5 years? anything else say, nothing new. We just know that you're guilty, you're shame, you're Unity Party people. Unity Party supporters, you're shame, you're shame, you're shame. What a disgrace, what a shame on your Unity Party people everywhere listening to me. You're shame. Your own government, your government made your shame. You can never say anything about drugs to anybody or any regime. Okay? The job we are condemned, the CDC government, we never heard of your own words that you may ought to know about Kush, that the drug you people are using. You say Kush. In your own, the non job we have people tell us, the non job we are, he said, the non CDC, that you say, you confess, you brought it out. You're acting like you're honest. You're acting like you people are honest. You're not discovering anything. You're not intercepting anything. That you're caught. You're just shame and embarrassed, so you're bringing it up. Cocaine in your time. Cocaine in your time. Cocaine. Your gay Boaga statement to read again. Let him be reading all over. I see why the guy on the other side can call him a puppet of a president. Because you're just I can't call Boaga that way. I was saying the man on the other side, and you're not blast out there, you'll get tired. But what I get to ask that I edited that I published on the Sekou. I asked Sekou Sherry can call him. You're not called Sekou Sherry. Because that's what you're doing to the man. You say, oh, Mr. President can read a statement on a job. Mr. President can read a statement. Mr. President, so he just had to be reading statements and he think that he making impact. The more he reads statement, drug comes out. So you get in the 19.2 million, you're getting statement to read. We have 300 million now that the vice president figured there, his monetary evaluation. So you give Bwaga another statement to read on the new discovery now. Let him say there will be no secret crowd. Let him call a cabinet meeting and say it is the only item we get to discuss. Shame on you people. Shame on your Unity Party supporters. Unity cooking. That you need Unity cooking. Then look at that other one. He's shame. Where's the man? Y'all listen to this other guy. He should be ashamed of himself, but you can see the guilt. Very, very shame. Very shame. Unity Party people then, very shame. Very, very shame. So, yeah, their man Mo Ali. Look at the thing he wrote. Shamelessly. Very shame. He said, we will systematically dismantle every cartel that was built over the past years. So he think he sway his people opinion or attention. Same or go way back when George we are time. So we too now, by our reasoning, the past years, 2024, 2025, 2026, and at 3 years, the past years, Sam Bwaga King will be hearing about drugs. Sam Bwaga King, he said he took drug tests. What kind of president can take drug tests? You know why drug test is? They are suspicious of you. So they're testing your system to see what a drug inside. There is nothing symbolic about that thing. Some presidents don't do anything called drug tests. The law they put down, everything they breach it. They didn't go in by it. They thought they were going to hold CDC people. They created the laws. They created the law for CDC. But as they created laws for CDC, just as Joseph jumped over the hole of his brothers that wanted to see his downfall, that's how CDC and George were jumping over. And y'all continue. That's your business. That you're hitting. You're hitting your bad way. So, lastly, but let me just add the guy, anyway. So the Unity Party people, what came out? They say CDC headquarters too tall. I said the people chasing CDC everywhere. Here you go. Listen, y'all lead the people here. Y'all be behind CDC so much so that some of y'all will go. Y'all just be standing on your foot and you'll die. Y'all be walking your foot and you'll die. Y'all be in your sleep. You'll get wake up. Y'all lead the people here. Me I'm telling y'all leave the people. Y'all broke the people headquarters down. The people building their headquarters again. You people have done all kinds of things to the people. The way you people are provoking, the day CDC get there, they can't also. It will be bow. Yaka. You all leave the people because when you're provoking somebody too much, you're tempting them, feels that you the one get the power, you the strength, you the one get all the strength. God in heaven himself, when those people ready, God in heaven can get on their side against you. Y'all leave CDC, y'all leave George Weah, Unity Party people, y'all be careful. This is not the Republic of Unity Party. They're not only Unity Party people living here. Y'all move from beyond CDC, y'all leave the people. The people are in government, they didn't chase y'all, they didn't do anything to y'all, y'all did everything against them. The people out of power, they quietly living their life, y'all stay chasing them. Y'all broke the headquarters down intentionally, you're justified. The people didn't say anything, the building, the headquarters. Now you're coming or you say the headquarters, the building too tall, the building too dead. Y'all leave the people here. God in heaven himself, when he get fed up, he can get on the people's side and cause terrible things against Unity Party. They say a hint to a wise is quite sufficient. Y'all continue to tempt the people or provoke them. The day the people get ready, forget it. You will know God himself will be on their side. God himself will be on the side. And you will see terrible and nasty things happening to Unity Party people. You'll continue. You'll continue. You'll intentionally, willfully, unregrettably destroy the people headquarters. The people left. But I like what Eugene Nangwe said yesterday. Like CDC now, they're getting fed up with the whole thing. What did he say yesterday? A Unity Party, if that statement did not draw your attention, well, then I think you need to. Let's see again. The man said, going forward, from the moment he was speaking, when Unity Party slapped them one, they will slap Unity Party two. If Unity Party slapped them once, they will slap Unity Party twice. If Unity Party hit them 2 times, they will hit Unity Party 4 times. That's what Eugene Nangwe said. That tells you that they are fed up. They're getting ready to face the Unity Party government. And Unity Party government, listen, Unity Party does not have people so strong and disgruntled and resistive. You continue to provoke the people. You continue to tempt them. And the message gone. Eugene Nangwe said it. And he said it 2 times. Going forward, if Unity Party government hit CDC 1 time, CDC will hit Unity Party government 2 times. So we come and see it now. We come and see who will get scared. And you'll get power, and you'll get gun, and you'll get people that can declare people armed and dangerous. And you'll get military people, and you'll get all kind of people. They can, how they call them, Dumuya security. You can see their faces, just like Ibrahim Traore bodyguards, and you can see their faces. And you'll get people like that. But you bring them outside. Let them shoot 1 gun. Let them put 1 bullet in 1 person. You will know. When tell them, you say, oh, the boy bringing war drum. Nonsense. Stupidity. If somebody quiet, it doesn't mean that they are weak. It doesn't say they are weak. They just try to keep the atmosphere peaceful. That's why I've always maintained it is not President Bouaga that is keeping this country peaceful. It's the opposition. And President Bouaga knows that very well. When he was in opposition, he supported President George. We are having restless time. He never told his people, my man, you stop. Our time will come one day and we'll need a peaceful atmosphere. He supported everything along the way. He said all manner of things against George Weah. Today, he's president. He enjoying peace, comfort, relaxedness. He can go to bed sound. He can wake up sound. He can move around sound. Nobody saying it was stone his convoy. But yesterday, he was enjoying people saying there was stone George Weah convoy. And if anyone attempt from the EPS, they will not know what bullet will come from. So in opposition, they have guns. Y'all leave the people. Ayaka. Eugene Finio, that announcement, Eugene, it tells you what CDC has resolved. The vow they have made, that this thing is too much now. If we don't face up to this Unity Party people, they will continue to do it. And you know Unity Party's plan? We said it over and over. And I told you all the last time before we left Front Street, they had a justice minister on Class Reloaded that is practically dead now. They can't sustain it, even though they get money. That money can sustain things. That honesty, true commitment. They forced the justice minister to get on Class Reloaded. When he was on, they forced him to answer why he was not arresting CDC officials and putting them in jail because they are corrupt people. The justice minister was embarrassed. How did he respond to them to close that argument based on the barrage of questions hitting him here? He said the legal system is not political. It's not just waking up and taking a person and putting him in jail. He said it's a process. The law is about reasoning. The same thing Teacher Light said. It's about reasoning. It's a process. It's not something eventual. You just take a person because you have the political might and put the person in jail. That whole conversation surrounding that arrest, the how he died, and all the panelists, they went to something else. But they have not gotten, the state pressure rise him. That's why you see the justice minister. If you look at the justice minister is between the rock and the hard place. You saw how they condemn him, how they told him he's unqualified. In fact, he is a spy. He is an outsider. When that something occurred, when he accepted the result, they seen Samuel Tuer case. When they acquitted Samuel Tuer, the court acquitted Samuel Tuer. And you have Unity Party people, they start questioning the man, say he's unqualified, he's not a good solicitor general. In fact, the man is working for the opposition, all kinds of things, all manner of things they start saying against him. So now, what you see unfolding is about to satisfy the people. Let me do some things. So they will continue going into 2027, 2028. That's why you see them doing so. That's why you see them. Everything, all their indictments will be social CDC people. All are social CDC people. All. You see him going to other people? No. The other reports that are coming up, damning reports on other people. But you see Unity Party going in their direction. They're around here, they're enjoying themselves. They're moving, they're riding their tita wishes, they're eating their shawarma, drinking their wine, moving from one end to another. Nobody has time for them, but they are aware. They're only the CDC people. That other report for when Godswire Jackson released the other report, that CDC. The CDC. In the meantime, stealing, broad stealing going on. This government is corrupt to the core, and President Bouaka can control corruption in this government. He can make it. The guys are stealing like normally businessmen. They're enjoying themselves. But the time the men reach 2028, 2029, Bouaka take them from the government, they got nothing to lose. Bouaka can control corruption. No, he himself is guilty of the thing. Look at the how they call that mansion, his loafer mansion. Today, no clarity. It's just that kind of way. So the idea I see you. The idea Eugene Nangbe said yesterday, going forward, meaning from the moment I'm making a statement, if Unity Party hit CDC one time, CDC will hit Unity Party 2 times. If they hit CDC 2 times, CDC will hit Unity Party 3 times. So you're coming to see the warfare, you're coming to see real battle. Any girl gone, you're going to see. The man made it clear that I'm somebody from down the line, that I'm ordinary person, a stalwart of CDC, a hierarchy of CDC, Len Eugene Nangbe, Chief of Staff in the office of former President George Weah. So when he hit CDC once, CDC will hit Unity Party 2 times. If Unity Party hits CDC 2 times, CDC will hit Unity Party 3 times. Meaning, we're ready to face them. Let's get in a battle. And they say, they're strong. Let's see now. And I support that. I support that because you can be silent too long in life when people are provoking you. You can. And all of these things that are happening, CDC must blame itself. CDC has not realized, and I'm entitled to my opinion as I'm saying it this way, but it doesn't say it is the reality that CDC has not realized. I'm just saying it this way. They have not realized that they are the prime target. But they know that they are the prime target. When I say they have not realized, because they're just sitting supinely and doing nothing. When you hear people saying, using that expression, this is what they're referring to. You have the ability, you have everything, but yet you're sitting down and the person is smashing your head against the wall. Apparently, you don't know yourself. That's why you're not reacting. CMC is not the government's target. MPC is not the government's target. No political party other than CDC is the government's target. It's Unity Party's target. Unity Party's target is the Congress for Democratic Change. Who are they going after? Everywhere, anyway, anyhow. CDC. And they're sitting there, don't want to do anything. And you think that Christianity can prevail in every situation? Even God himself approved violent act when it was too much. When it was too much, what did he tell David? He said, pursue them, go after them. And I am with you. You in life, you just sit down. They're hating you from every angle, smashing your head against the wall. And then you sit down and say you are peaceful. Not in every situation you trade. You trade your existence for peace and stability. You will need to resist to have peace and stability. If you cannot resist, you cannot have peace and stability. You will have to resist. Because if you're not resisting, you will not have peace. You will not have rest. You will not have stability. You will not have security. And that is what you see Unity Party doing with CDC against CDC. They are not giving CDC any time to rest, no time to breathe. They are not relaxing on anything. And CDC is sitting down, peace, peace, peace. You don't want anything to happen in the country. We don't. You're more Liberian than the rest of the people. The people want to smash you off. They broke down intentionally. It was planned. It was discussed. It was resolved. They went to your headquarters. They smashed your headquarters. They think that doing that way you will not exist. But structurally, you still exist. And you stay sitting down, peace, 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 peace. They tell you in times of peace, prepare for war, meaning anything can happen at any time. And if you just sit supinely, you might be a victim that you don't want to be. I support that. They will have to face up to the government. They will have to. That is why they are a political party, an opposition political party. You cannot sit supinely while your colleague is smashing you from every angle, every side of your body. And you dare peace, peace, peace. How will you be opting for peace when you are dying? Your colleague is killing you, and then you say peace. Does that make sense? God in heaven himself cannot listen to you when you even call for help to him, because he will tell you that you ought to know better. Why you can resist him? He is the God of peace, but he sanctioned actions that it was too much against certain people. He said, go after them, pursue them, bring them to their needs. That way they will respect you. The people were in opposition. These people were in opposition. They never gave you a chance to breathe. They were consistent. They resolved. They regretted nothing. They knew that they needed to have peace, but they would determine the peace atmosphere and not you. When you are in government, when you are the ruling establishment, today you are in opposition and you're sitting I want to believe the reason that the United Party people will brag all over the place and say the opposition weak, opposition weak. And that reference is not a reference to CMC, MPC, and the rest of the other opposition parties. It's a reference to CDC. Because they see CDC doing nothing. They see CDC doing absolutely nothing. You don't have to get to the streets to protest, but you have several options available to you by which the government can come to its senses. Several options, millions of options you have. Everybody can use the same method of going on the street and burning tires and blocking the streets, impeding people movements who have got nothing to do with your conflict. But you got several options. You can use those options. What are you waiting for? What time are you waiting for? On the brink of 2029, that's when you want to show yourself, your might, your ability. It will be LATE. They don't want to have any hurdle or any difficulty or any resistance of any temptation whatsoever. 2029, the year 20. That's why they are doing everything now against you. Their goal, their plan, as the result, they must break you apart before you get in 2029. Must you ask God to send down Angel Gabriel or Michael to explain this to you? That unity party vow is to break you down, is to dissolve you, is to weaken everything around your leader so that 2029 you have no solid base to face them. 2029, must God send Angel Gabriel down or Michael first to explain this to you? Or you people who are seditions, then you will say, oh yeah, we're getting ready now. God will never do it. He has already given that. God has already given CDC the approval. He has already given CDC everything it takes to face off its enemy. Your enemy is that person who is against you. Every enemy that faces God, God crushed that enemy. Every enemy that faces you, crush that enemy. Anybody who is against is an enemy. If you are a Christian, look up the word in the Bible and see how it is used. The word against. See how it is used, how many times it is used, and how it is used contextually. Against. The people are against you. United Party is your enemy. And you cannot treat your enemy as your brother, as your sister. In a warfare, your enemy's singular goal is to crush you, is to dissolve you, is to get you non-existent. And you sitting down there and just calling yourself leading opposition party, the leading opposition. Yes, it's obvious. It is a known fact, rather, that you are the leading party. Everyone knows, the whole world knows. You have the most charismatic leader in the country. You have the political magnet in George Weah. But what good is that if you aren't acting? You got the numbers. Yes. It is a known fact, undisputed. Arguably, you got the number than any political party to ever exist on earth from 1822 till now. No political party has ever, by numerical strength, reached your strength. You've gone down in history as the only party with the numbers. But what good is that if you sitting supinely and just mesmerizing? We get a number. We get a number. CDC got a number. That's an announcement. You're just romanticizing and flirting. It is only action that convinces people that you got the number. And this my position is in twofold to the leadership of CDC and seditionists. Individual seditionists have the ability. I'm not telling you to go on the street, but you got every means. You got several options available to you. We have too many options available to us. Those people are not going in the streets. Because they are not in opposition. What are they using? They're using all of the options available to them. They are saying all manner of things against you. Besides the indictment they bring in against your officials, they have the other people on the other side. The writing, the talking, the persuading, the in communities, the Hatay Center, they're everywhere. They're talking. And they're not talking in your favor. They're talking against you. We have a culture that the person who speaks and speaks regularly is believed. That's the gullible culture we've got. What the people hear from that person, they believe it. So everything you hear, the people, CDC Dezo, CDC not Dezo, George Weah, George Weah, CDC Wigo. Because the people hearing it from there. They're not hearing it from CDC people. They're not hearing CDC people saying, Joe Walker Dezo, the government Dezo, the government not Dezo. They're not. CDC officials are relaxed. It's like nothing. Like nothing happening in the country. Like we are in heaven. We are in heaven. No suffering. No sorrow, no tears. No rioting. Because that's what the Bible says. So that's, in my opinion, that's how CDC officials are interpreting it, like we are in heaven. You get workers sitting down there that is scared like nobody business. And you can stir that one up with action. When yesterday he supported every action against you, against your leader. What are you waiting for? 2029 is supernatural. CDC cannot be like Kafka Ome, where he had the opportunity, everything was available, the atmosphere was unique for him to act. He sat down there and kept on peace, 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 until at the time he wanted to enter, they said, no, this was for you, but you refused to act. You want to get into power 2029, 2030, you are installed or inaugurated. It's not going to happen just by imagination or just by living with the impression. It works with action. And because the people know, Unity Party knows that you are powerful, that you are very, 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 very powerful. So they feel that the only thing they can do is to start cutting you, weaken you down, weaken you small, cutting this one, bringing this accusation, saying this, doing the other one, doing the other one. And then you're sitting down. Look what the people have done over the days, over the weeks, over the months, over the years. From the time President Boakai ascended to the presidency, catalog or track all of the excesses of the government till today into the cocaine. Are they not sufficient enough? Are they not justify actions that could warrant your response? Look at all those events. Just track those events from the moment President Bouhaka came to power. So the one time you hear CDC making a statement, when we not talk, then someone where they will post on a statement up. Yesterday, the people were not waiting at a certain point in time to post statement. They were not intellectualizing with you. We're studying the government and the situation. We're studying it carefully. We will see what to do. And in the fullness of time, we speak. Now, that statement time, yeah, that talking time, statement at paper. And that statement time, that talking radical talk. You know what the people stay saying when they were in opposition? They control the narrative. What I'm telling you, that's what they were doing. That's what they were doing. But that was wrong. That's why today, they don't know how to control the narrative. The narrative is controlling them in favor of the opposition. Time is running out. Again, I support that statement made by Len Eugene Abweh that if Unity Party hits CDC once, CDC will hit Unity Party twice. But yeah, what I can say to that in closing, you don't have to wait for the government to hit you. The government is hitting you from every side, every part of your body. You don't have to wait the government hit you first. No. Hit the government, hit the government, hit the government, keep on hitting the government. Don't wait for the government to hit you. Before you hit back, hit the government and let the government say CDC is ready. We beg you. We surrender. Let's live here in peace. That will be doing it for that. Again, our condolences to LACMA over the passing of their president, Miracle Keto, the church, her pastor, the family, LACMA officials, and everybody. Our condolences. It pains, it hurts, but it has happened. Hebrews 9:27 is in fulfillment, or it is fulfilled. It is appointed unto men once to die, and after death judgment. Please, you got your politics, you got your other activities secularly and every other thing. If you are a Christian, you can divorce yourself from those things. Do your secular activities because you have to survive. That's what you're existing for. Do your work, do every other thing, but make up time for God. Make up time for God. Because you can never tell. I am sitting here today talking to you. I don't know. I could be late one day, either tomorrow or today, can never tell. Time is running out on everybody. Solidify yourself in God. Thank God Almighty. Miracle Keto was in service unto God. She gave her life to God. She made a 100-degree turn and served God unto her death. That's what the Bible says. And that's what God meant when he said, those who sleep in Jesus. And she is sleeping in Jesus. We can use the words of God as surely when he said in 2 Timothy 4:7, I have fought a good fight. Yes, she fought a good fight. She ran her course. She completed. And the time came and she bowed. And so we are assured too that her spirit gone to God according to Ecclesiastes 12:7. That will be doing it for those 2 point thoughts. That's it. Let's get to the line. 0772 23 99 33. 0886 30 44 97. The women's line 0777 98 03 75. Let's go. We take your call. Let's start with this men's line. You gone off this other side of the men's line. Hello.
Good afternoon, Mr. Andrew.
Good afternoon.
Yes, sir. Yeah, something got me about CDC coming out to prove their manpower. It's because the party chairman is weak. So how will the followers do, or what will the followers do? Rather the BB hand and BB people, they are weak. Yeah, that's it.
All right, Chief. Thank you. Hello. Cut off your radio. Cut off your radio, sir.
Sam, how do you do?
I'm good.
So thank you very much. My name is Edwin Khan of Visual Pepters into Janine from Kazali Boulevard. I want to ask, is it the Miracle Keto who happen to be the musician?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Yeah, you're in about our condolences to the gospel musician, but that man thing as it relate to what is going on within our country. Sometimes people take an advantage when they start something from the beginning, and you as an individual have nothing, maybe getting yourself to feel so fragile in a kind of way. Then again more opportunity, and that is what happened to CDC. When in the world, someone will go to a court, at the end of the day, found no guilty, but then after a week, then you return, you overturn the verdict. It doesn't happen that way. So I think CDC as a party has to stand up, and then combat the nonsense, being implemented by this government that feels so entitled to the country that when they are in power, no one speaks. Thank you.
All right, let's go to the women's line. Hello. Hello.
Hello, sir, Andrew.
Yeah. You are on the air.
Sam Andrew, what you saying, you have said it all. You cannot be lenient with your enemy. Yeah, because Unity Party is our enemy, is CDC enemy. Yeah, so they will try by all means to do what they can do to bring a CDC down. But I'm sorry for them because it will never happen. Joshua is a blessed child. I don't care what they do. Anyone that go against Joshua without no reason, God will bring you down. Your disgrace will be upon you everywhere. Even your children disgrace will follow behind it. The disgrace behind Unity Party now. You see the disgrace now, and God will continue to disgrace them. Thank you.
Hello.
Could I rain?
Yes, sir.
Brian, how are you?
Good. Thank God Almighty.
Thank God. Well, until they see you talking, as I'm sitting at the body human leg, when you waste hot water in somebody, I regret why Joe way to give, election free to somebody for the sake of peace. I think play on me. What does that feeling like the more than citizen in this country? Like Joe way are trying to then go. Now I hear someone end up having it for citizenship. Why should it be that way? Why really should it be that way? As for me, I'm standing back to do any other thing because for the fact that
No one's doing wrong. President Obama who went against the Constitution, other people went against the Constitution. Look at 12 case, calling the man about to go. You don't know that they think I bring chaos in the country? And somebody say so, they say, oh, somebody saying they want to bring war, this and that, opinion war drum. My brother, they shouldn't feel that when it happens, it will end now. Because as for me, I have a group of somebody that are against them because they did something to me, I have it in mind. It will not end just now. So for me, I want to say, but let me get here something different out of this particular place. We'll get there. Thank you, brother.
Have a nice day. Hello. Hello. You're on the air, Chief.
Good afternoon, Mr. Andrew.
Good afternoon.
I'm Johnson Barako from Mambakri. We will remind the United Partisans that they ask you, that they just keep pushing tradition. That they ask you, they are going to lead in the Red Sea. Thank you.
Good. Let's get to the women's line, if any. Hello?
Yeah, good afternoon, Andrew.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, Victoria Power calling for justice, concern la for justice. Andrew, at the same thing, I can be talking on the radio, there's some people that come and say, my virtuality, until you're talking. I say, yes, because it's too much. You can't push somebody against the wall. Say the person will be going. Yes, okay, for as my fellow, it's too much. Andrew, it's their country. Well, we now show what another string. You know, Pale will continue. I will not tell you, they will continue as it said. They will continue, and our people there, they are listening to us. We will get wreck our letter get on the street, and then protest the drugs and the brought that million we get on the street. Tomorrow we were in government, but we get on the street because during the 20% we are they don't get a match check. So like in part they get a match check. They start testing, they start lying on the man. You are saying that you're waiting for the government official, you are sitting down, you keep your mouth closed, you're not talking, but taking down. I could hear the contract going cool and you're showing your family, yes, you're showing your mom. No, let me tell you, Andrew, as I said, they haven't tried the poor pray. They haven't tried the poor pray. Nothing cook up for out of it. Nothing cook up for out of it. Then for them, 18 million to us, 18 million to us, up to nothing, not on nothing. As the press of the crack office. You want to see all rats in the country for new palace. They let no national committee, but let's say so. They say la police is a change. That everybody passing their bell, start crossing border, and the only way to country. Thank you very much.
Thank you too for calling. Have a nice day, madam. Men's line, hello.
Thank you.
Fine.
This is another one in a point on Rapid Highway. I want to remind my patient, especially those that are in government position, they have to be careful. Because they're rolling around what people doing before somebody says something against them. One of my stupid begins, somebody especially came for the man, just after the academy. Oprah, they just put in the test on a VOA, the guy who is arrested. They saw a photo of the guy here, so we have to pick up to get the return. Those are waiting to start. They started with Natalia Mangel. You know, the people said they shouldn't put it out a drug issue. But it's started linking Natalia Mangel last night. And Natalia Mangel, there are people who have votes in a particular place there. And then method that happens. Let it come to all, let it go all. The way they want for it to be. Let it be that way. Thank you.
Thank you too. Have a nice day. Women's line. Hello.
Yes, hello.
Hello.
Good evening, I'm Bessie.
Yeah, let's hear you.
Yeah, there's something I want to ask. This jury, how many people are in a court? The jury was who are how many people are there? Hello?
I'm listening.
Okay. What are the 4 parties there? 2 parties say no plan. Well, all the children were there, the 3 party couple inside the bed, everything. That one I answer that question. Yeah? United Party. They take it to CDC, they land over there. CDC over there. We can do everything. But what will take you on now? They find one. That everybody taking away more peace. That people they will worry around here. But that what we talk about animal. The animal follow a rooster. For the animal, it won't get a fire. Well, we talk about the animal run away. Run away. Something that the rooster waiting for the animal say, see, they want to they're not fire. That's what the newspaper started doing. They will be doing or pay. Since you will tell us, you will follow you. So we will do that for the set together and do our work. They will do our work for the 6 years. What are you looking for?
All right.
They pay the salary for. They tell you about it. We get it all. And not the letter is talking about it. That's not it.
Okay, my best.
I do.
All right. Have a nice day. Let's take this one. Hello?
Hello?
Yep.
Yeah, hello?
Yes.
Good afternoon, Semanju.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, I'm Nate Blamo-Kuma calling from Woodbridge, Virginia, the USA. Yeah, I've been a silent listener and ardent follower of you. But today I'm constrained to call because of some of the section you made in your pointer. I want to baffle me that the United Party will refer to Anthony Abraham Godson Williams as beating World Jump. When yesterday, a Darius Taylor, who was then in the opposition, who is now a sitting senator of Moserado County, has stood and looked in the face of the past president, saying that if they want war, a president, we have one war, he will bring war. There was stone convoy and we would not know where guns coming from. And there were many signs of war from the opposition. And President, we are let it slide under the carpet because of the sake of peace. But now they are in government today. They are proceeding wrongly. And when people living a patriotic view on issues of national concern for the foul mouth of Liberia, they call it beating war drum. But what I can say before I hand down the phone, I want to call on all patriotic Liberians, including sedition and those that support President Weah. They should step up. The time is now. The time is now. Enough, enough. They accept too much for the United Party. Where I am currently, I'm too angry in my spirit. When I call for us, because we are decent, we support them in any way to confront the United Party to the core. No one have monopoly over violence. It's too much. It's too much. It's time our people wake up and confront Baka and less of thieves and dogs and wrong who buy police ID. People are bringing cocaine to our country, destroy our country. And today, look at the CDC because people want to be peaceful and keep that place peaceful. They want to say we are stupid. We are not stupid. The time is down. It's call for action. Everybody rush out to the location. Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you, too. Have a nice day there in the United States. Let's go to the men's line here. Hello?
Welcome, sir, baby.
Yes.
Thank you very much, sir. Hello?
You are on the air, Chief. Speak.
Yeah, thank you very much. Concern about what you been discussing today. You know, when the government is in the interest of security, the Senate will complete more and complete more. But this conversation happened from the day that election ended in Liberia. That means to say, when the party was there, the citizens were also there doing their own. When the citizens got there again, the party get doing their own. So now the party come again for a second time, citizens and the citizens are all there doing their own. So it means we have to come to one point. If someone is there, let's do it with the point time over. We say, but the one that goes on, I always say, you are always there, even if somebody in the party, in order to help them to get duty of the government.
All
So
right.
whatever the government doing, you always share on the people. It's fine. That's what I always say the same for it. You always share that. Even if I'm in the party, when government doing wrong, I always say, yeah, I think that you say to right thing. Because every time you prepared to me, I was sure that I'm fine. You already right.
Okay,
At the end
Chief.
of the day,
the yellow fan. So I always say thank you for what we have been doing on air by saying or showing the secret of the government to us. So those people are other people on our lives. But the what other people are saying that we become on bad, those things are all just people that we are playing the case against another government. So we can express the brother will come on badly. Somebody will say, yeah, will come on badly. That's why demonstration.
All right, Chief. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right. Let's go to this side, men's line. Hello.
Thank you, man. How are you?
I'm good. And you?
This is Edmund Carr, man. I'm a concerned Liberian for justice. You know, the United Party people there that can really read between the lines, they are very, very disappointed with this information. Even some of the lawyers that support them, you know, the discussion now is about their profession. You know, so if a legal mind like Teacher Light come out and give cautions to people, you know, and somebody will say, oh, somebody who be the war drum. If anybody want warrior that Joseph Walker is supporter. Because from the genesis of this government, everything that has been going on, it is intended to put our country back into mess. This is why I said yesterday, that was the reason why I said yesterday that it's like the plan that the United Party people was having when they were in opposition in the 2023 elections, and they are still having that plan. Because I don't understand. Looking at the anger in the country, because once you don't get money in your pocket, you are more angry. When you cannot provide for your family, you are more angry. And another thing that you hear, the anger will enter in you because you can't afford. Look at all the prevailing situation. The government is not making any adjustment. No, they are even increasing whatsoever that they are doing to us as citizens. So you think we will sit here? You know, they will be that bless the United Party people that President we are. But if they would have left for us, the United Party, everything will fit the dancing. Everything will fit the dancing. Not one man know how to carry on violence. You can't do that. You have destroyed our country. The justice system, the ruling, it is a serious issue that people need to look at. And I think those are the guys that are in Unity Party that don't want evil in the country because they are there, but some of them don't believe in it. They need to talk to their people. And when it comes to the trust issue, Lord, the Unity Party, they are joking. They are fighting. They are shameless. Nothing they can do it. And we are into it. We are pushing it today on their very platform. What they can say, oh, it was even here. It was here, you pay 2 years, 7 months. Why you could not get it up and destroy it? If it's coming on you, we're hearing about coach, no more coach. But this one, I'm going to make a remake. Waka will tire with the cooking, Joseph Waka, that a remake coming to come on with. But they are wasting their time. You can't change the narrative. The only thing you can do is to clean the mess that you have created. Thank you.
Thank you too for calling in. And Maka, have a nice day. Let's go on the side, the women's line. Then we'll go to the United States and bring on Maria. Hello? Hello?
Andrew?
Yep.
I'm Mary calling from Rehab.
Let's hear you.
Same Andrew, they trust me. The only time you see the United Party government come to do something good, except CDC will put our act together, get it straight, and tell people they are now weak opposition. Because even in my community, when I'm talking, they say, oh, you're women, you're very weak. What you can do? You can't do nothing. You're only be off and radio saying things there, but you can't show no action. So we need for our leaders there to really come together and do something that will get in the street for the people to know that the same protest that they were doing, international people were seeing it, and they were writing whole lot of things, and they sit down the writing, and they sit down the protesting. If we don't do it, those people will continue to ride on CDC because CDC is the only people that can break their wing. Thank you, Sandra.
Okay, madam. Have a nice day. Hello? Men's line.
Hello, Sandra.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm Abraham Ghana Farm Lions here. Yeah, I'm not a United Party, and I forgot what your party gave you. Yes. Straight to the point. The people they just say not anything life forever. There is nothing life forever. Let us remember that people will come to power, people will go. So everything that they are doing, there will be a time that they will give an account for it. There will be a time that they will give an account for it because when they have come to power, they don't come to unite this country but to divide the people of this country. God is in heaven, he never sleep. We will not fight against them. Two prison parties in power, but God himself, 2029, he will fight for us. Against every prison party in power, we will not fight against them within flesh and blood. So that what we want for all, it will never happen. So thank you for that. God bless you.
All right, you too. Have a nice day. Women's line.
Hello.
The women's line out. They line for the woman that was chief. Sorry, they line for the woman there. Men's line you went off. They line yet, and I'm men's line. Hello. Hello.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hello, Mr. Andrew.
Yeah. Hi.
Yeah, this is Cecilia Allen from Mass Street.
Let's hear you.
You know, the player I sitting saying in my spirit, man, I don't even know what to say. Because I don't know what the coach is really boring at. I don't know. Because all the things they said yesterday, and they are the same people. They are the same people that were doing, that they were on the ground doing all kinds of things. Lying former president, we are me. Forgetting to know the pointing a finger, the big finger was laying on a chest. Their government is very demonic, satanic, and I don't even know what to say. But, you know, the only thing I get to say, let physician, we are saying, like people, they will stay. Because if we not do it, people always always ride on us. Because even the player I said now, people are thinking, we are the physician, we are weak. Our leader are very weak. Anything we say, we have to say, let's leave it. He don't want problem. So I just want for us to show ourselves for the people. Let them know. Because if we not show ourselves, like something what they're doing, it will continue. And everything like the 2 months here now with the starting job, next month you get another job. Okay. All right, Semanju. Thank you. God bless you. God bless you.
All right. Have a nice day. Let's see. Hello.
Hello, Andrew.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm good. I'm doing good. And you?
Okay. This time I'm to where the people looking for. They must try to look for you. Google where you have to look for you. What we look for them. What can I do it for the beginning? We started a way. He's a dancer, everybody. Someone where money. They carry to court. They still carry to court. When they call you back to court, you are free man. And you must be free man. And then you will be free man. So you must go to a fine, you go there and sleep. He does not he get where to do. He must tell people to shut up. And you are not swear. Thank you.
Thank you too for calling, madam. Have a nice day. Hello? Hello, madam. You are on the air speak. You went off. Let's read the comments and then we can. Hello. Cut off your radio. Cut off your radio.
Yeah, hello, the radio. Hello?
Yes, hello.
Yeah, this is Nyata Formula calling from La Party. These people, then they did some tour. Then they talk about the drugs they say. Then they did some tour. Some tour is a free man in the country now because they went to court and he was not found guilty. So let them leave the man alone. They saw what they're looking for. They saw what they're looking for. They will get it. Thank you.
All right. Have a nice day. Right. Okay. Just 1, 2, and then that will be doing. We are out for the day, and then get ready for tomorrow. All right. So let's read the comments. just as we had the call at Dubon Hill, right? If it means judges, government ministers, and police officers be visited at night or their family members start getting missing, so be it. But this is too much. I am not a person who believes in violence, but I think some things need to happen in Liberia for the UP government to stop feeling untouchable. Let's bring on Rebecca from the United States. Hello, madam.
Good morning.
Hi.
Good morning, sir. Andrew. This is Rebecca Doe. I'm calling from Arizona.
Yeah, let's hear you.
Okay. I have one or two things to say this morning, and I say thank you so much. You see, the Samuel Tueke, they shall want to use that one now to distract people for the cocaine business. So if Samuel Tueke listening to me, don't go to that court. Baka finish breaking the law. So you say, don't buy by that law. It's not a good law now. Don't go there. They will walk in your house. You like it, you have somewhere to go. Do not go to that court. Why these people looking for a beach? And they in a glass house. When you pray all this soon, the only thing I'm sorry for will be in war. So more people see how war treated people. That's why they be beating a drum for so many years. Almost 3 years ago now, even from the opposition time, they were doing it. People just, forgetting about that. Just let live it. But now that people, they weak, but people know what people go through. That's why. But the mother man that one. When these people now want to listen and just that kind of cooking they brought in the country, they don't want to talk about it. They want to say to us, and you listen to me. Mr. Minister, don't go there. Don't go to that place. And all the women, the citizen of the country, your rather for tomorrow, this is not only to it now. The thing that these people doing is for everybody, child, for tomorrow. The people will not get all the citizens one day on the road there. It will not happen. They will beat up few people. But then when somebody get in your hand, what you able to do, you do it. They will say, oh, these people, they are tired with our useless life. You see? You do the people well. You forget about the fighting what you're doing all day. Carry some children pay there, going to jail, we're doing they all that bluffing thing you're doing. Nothing you're doing over there. Your work, the job that you're getting for your rescue thing. You do your rescue work. You start fighting. You're in government now. You shouldn't fight people. You go ahead and do your job. But I distracted right there. Now who can bring us to it? To it, don't go there.
All right, Rebecca.
Thank you. That's what I got to say.
All right, madam. Have a nice day. All right. Okay, let's go. Mariah was coming on. Joseph Weir says citizens need to forget about this peace business and face this useless Walker government. Whatever happens, let it happen. Lady 7219 said, uneducated humans with guns are deadly power combination, lack of reasoning, fear, and inferiority complex. Princess Elpidets, God can sleep. God can sleep. Yesterday, the UPs used AI against President George M. Weah to lie on him. But today, we're seeing drugs in their government. Ishmael Conter, CDC, that's supposed to be on the offensive and put the government on the defensive, is defended while the government is on the offensive. All right. Paris Slobot, Unity Cocaine Political Party take note. Regime change, all of you will be arrested and persecuted. So continue. your wickedness in lives. Nothing lasts forever. Stephen Sla, they are in government, so they have more to lose. Gabriel West, this UP government need to be taught a good lesson. Foolish and stupid people. Emmanuel Bro, certainly it goes without saying that these consignments of cocaine came through the Freeport of Monrovia or the Roberts International Airport, and some members of the government are quite aware of their presence in the country. I have no doubt, none whatsoever, that some senior government officials know very well how the cocaine consignments are going into Liberia and exporting to other parts of the world. Those senior government officials have. He didn't end that. Cecilia Yakpaulo, you don't think that drugs, money Bwaga depended on to build his own private homes? Drug money can be used for plenty of things, Cecilia, plenty. You think what people getting into it? They're not small business here, not small money. But here we're talking about thousands, millions, and billions. Drug? Yaka. You think that's small money? Dupin said, no new discovery. The same drugs, the same cartel. Okay. The American government is already aware that Liberia is a drug hub. That's why our national team was denied to the United States. Okay. All right. Thank you all, man. Can read all of the comments because you are in your hundreds. Share the show as many times as you can, please. Where you are following from, where you are watching from, share the show as many times as you can. Let other people have an understanding who are unable to join in presently. So let's go home this way. Again, our condolences to the family of the late Miracle Keto, her church, LACMA, and every other organization and individuals. What I can say in closing to date is too early over what is coming out. Before coming on the air, we've read a couple of things on social media and a lot more. It's too early to raise suspicion, to ask questions. The news hit the entire Christianity in just under 2 or 3 hours. To start raising suspicion and asking questions and calling for investigation will create a different atmosphere. If she dies under suspicion or certain circumstances, or her death isn't too clear, or somebody may have tampered with her, that is onto the family to decide. If they aren't satisfied, then they can take up the matter with the government and press for autopsy to determine cause of death. But it is premature, it is immature, it's too early to start raising suspicion and concerns and calling for investigation. Those of you who are in it, I appeal to you to stop. It's too early. I'm not dismissing your concern. You are hurt. You are frustrated. You didn't see it coming. You never, ever wanted it. Even if God had told you, you have told God no. So I can understand. I sympathize and empathize with every one of you. She was part of our sector, Christianity. So every one of us is bereaved. But you want to exercise caution. You want to hold on to your suspicion. You want to suppress your questions and every other thing until the fullness of time. Everybody is trying to process the information of her passing. It is not the time to express emotion or emotional outbursts that, oh, she died, this person, her, she was person, or she was this, she was that, because that's, you don't reach sentimental conclusion. What if the family said, okay, our daughter was person, this person said it, and this is what the person said on social media, government XYZ, and the government call you in for questioning. What will you say? You wouldn't want to. So we have to be very careful how we write on Facebook. I appeal to people to stop writing on Facebook that, you know, she was tampered with, she was present, she drank water. Or how do you know? How do you know? It is wrong. It is immature. It is premature. You stop all of those things. All of us are grieving. She was a Christian. She died in the Lord. She served God faithfully and diligently. And the Christian community is grieving. You just want to leave everything as it is. And in the fullness of time, whatever her church, her organization, LACMA, and the family will come up with then. But you want to give the atmosphere that space so that everybody process the passing. Right now, everyone is hurt, everyone is devastated, everyone is down. This is no time to start imputing sentiment, politics into it, that somebody must have tampered with her, somebody must have given her water to drink, she was at this place, and all those things. You might think that you're so hurt, so you're saying that, but you also putting your organization LACMA in a situation that people too might just start putting on a second thought. People might be looking at the organization or members of the organization. People might just insinuate you and say, oh, but yeah, all her people talking, her fellow ministers, and she was tampered with by the organization. You don't do that. You want to stay off, leave it, grieve, take it out in the fullness of time. Whatever the family and LACMA comes up with, then you can have a word or two to say to that. All right. So that's it. Thank you ever so much. That all the time we've got to be with you on the show. We're back tomorrow if God permits. But you want to join us this evening at 8 o'clock when the man of the hour is in, the light of the nation, the teacher of the land, the evangelist, and Anthony at Law, A.B. William, with Face the Issues at 8 o'clock. And on tomorrow morning at 7, Israel Bowiatsi is in with Let's Talk About It. You don't want to miss out. If God permits, we're back tomorrow. Shalom.
From the latest news to your favorite tunes, we've got your back morning, night, and afternoon.